Mafia Definitive Edition has a lot to offer, and today I'm going to be going over all the known details about this remake so far. Just before I start, I want to say thank you for the 500 subs, which is about 550 whilst I'm editing this video. The support recently has been amazing, so thank you for that. But anyway, let's get to the video. So right off the bat, Mafia's open world is going to be much bigger than the original. This could be a case of it just being the city, however I think it's likely that we'll see the countryside return, as this is what really made Lost Heaven feel special. This extension also goes to the story, which means new missions, new characters, and expanded personalities for each of these characters. You'll mostly be able to do side missions for them, as you could for Lucas Patone in the original game. This is definitely a feature I welcome, as I did enjoy doing the Lucas Patone missions when they were available in the original. I just like there to be something to do apart from the main story. So the soundtrack is going to be completely brand new, with a new OST and a new licensed one. Whether the license will try and get old songs from artists such as the Mills Brothers and Django Reinhardt, or if they will just try and get totally new ones, is currently not revealed. With this news, it leads me to believe we might be getting radios in our cars, since we didn't have them in Mafia 1. However, this is a bit rare to have during the 1930s, so maybe older, cheaper cars like the Model Ace may not have the radio, while cars like the Marquis probably will. This is just speculation though, so don't take it as 100%. One thing I am hoping, however, is they use the same sort of melodies for the original soundtrack, and maybe remixes of the originals to get that sort of nostalgic feel. So something I noticed is that the city is now called Lost Heaven IL, which means that the city is now in the state of Illinois, which wasn't previously a fact. This just seems to be a decision by Hangar 13, so we could possibly be seeing Lost Heaven looking more reminiscent of Chicago than its original mashup of Chicago, New York, and San Francisco. Of course, the city's original districts will all return, including, but not limited to, Chinatown, Little Italy, Hoboken, Oakwood, Central Island, and more. We may be getting more with the city being able to expand, but right now I'm kind of doubtful. Traversing the city may take a while, and that's why I'm personally hoping public transport makes a return, with things like trains, trams, possibly adding the cut buses from the original game's files, and of course riding in the back of one of those Sherbet 6 taxis. So taking a look at the new screenshots, the Don outfit, of course, is a new cool white suit, something I've wanted for ages in the series since I saw the movie Untouchables with that one gangster. I just think he looks awesome. But this does confirm to us that the outfit choice will be a feature, with you being able to change from Tommy's classic striped suit to his overcoat, the new Don outfit, the Black Cat's outfit, and much more. Hopefully the non-pre-order outfits will be buyable in the shops instead of the way Mafia 3 did it, where they're all just in your wardrobe from the start. The pre-order vehicle is the Smith V12, which means of course we aren't going to see the return of brands like Bolt, and they will be changed to their Mafia 2 and Mafia 3 equivalents. Another thing to note is that I did see posts on the Mafia subreddit. People are confused about the name of the Smith V12, and looking into a quick search of it, it seems to be a reference to the Ford V12 engines that would power cars such as the Lincoln Zypher back in the day. Finally in this part we have the gold semi-automatic, which from the screenshot seems to be a gold-plated Colt 1911. However, it does remind me of Mafia 3's pre-Golden Gun DLC, the weapon in question being the Silentium pistol. So next up we have this screenshot that depicts the 2K account link content. If you don't know, in Mafia 2 and 3 you unlock rewards for linking your 2K account in the Definitive Editions. Mafia 3's already being a thing before the Definitive update, and this being the Il Duca handgun and the Vito inspired overcoat. For Mafia 2 you got all the content from the Made Man DLC, the DLC that you would get if you got the deluxe edition of the game back before the Definitive Edition released. Now in Mafia 1 we have this new outfit, the Black Cat, which seems to be a new MC. Either they will actually appear in the game as allies or enemies to Tommy, or if they're just going to be like the Delray Hollow Swamp Hogs in Mafia 3, which don't actually exist, is unknown at this time. A quick thing I forgot to mention is that the Black Cats probably hang around at the Black Cat Bar in Little Italy, which is close to the Works Quarter. But now let's get into the main thing about this screenshot, and that's the fact that motorcycles are finally coming to Mafia. This is the first time we've seen them. And if you didn't know, Mafia 1 was supposed to have sidecar motorcycles, as seen in my cut content video for Mafia 1. They were for the police of Lost Heaven, and would probably be able to carry 2 bike cops. In my video I also speculated this was because they didn't have the bike cop model in the files at all, This could very much spell the return for bike cops. Additionally, this could also say that we could get more cut content that was missed from the original game. So let's look at the other bike screenshot. It looks similar to the bike that we got in the last screenshot. Whether it actually is, I'm not sure. I'm not really good with bikes. I don't know too much about them, but to me they do look the same, only with different liveries. So here we can see the lovely Celeste Marquis. My guess is that they'll probably change the name to the Roller Marquis, as Roller is Mercedes-Benz in Mafia 2. Here we can see the comparison of the two, and all the added detail is brilliant. My only hope for this car is that it keeps its classic horn, which I think is probably the best horn in any game. And finally, the last thing of course is the release date is a reference to the original, with the original being 27th of August 2002 and the remake being the 28th of August 2020. So do watch out for that. There will be a stream on the 6th of June on the PC Gaming Show with more details and gameplay of Mafia Definitive Edition, so definitely do keep your eye on that. So before I end this, I want to point out some corrections and suggestions made by my commenters on the last video about Mafia Definitive Edition details. So the first one I wanted to mention is that the rifle on the table is actually the Springfield rifle. The Mosin Nagant probably is returning, but we just don't see it here. I did think it was the Mosin Nagant, as the original Springfield had no scope, but this is not the case. I'm in no way a weapon expert, and I thank you to the commenters for correcting me on this one. The second thing I wanted to mention is that the Lupara we see could either be held like the original with two hands, or maybe like Lincoln with one hand. I personally think it's going to be with two hands, as Tommy is not nearly as muscular to be able to hold that sort of recoil with only one hand, but who knows, maybe the developers won't even bother to change this animation from Mafia 3. Another thing is that the car in the screenshot seems to be the Lasseter V16, however it looks to be the red one from the Mafia 1 beta, and not the green version that we got when the game released. Also, the new taxi is indeed the Sherbet 6 and not a Falconer as I previously thought. And finally, the case that the gun is in, which can be seen in this screenshot, could be used on the mission Happy Birthday, as pointed out by the user Andrew. And this is all the things we know about the game up to this point. I'll most likely be making another video on this topic after the 6th of June once all the new gameplay is released. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.